And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success. Thank you for hanging out. If you can do me a favor right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go watch all the other videos that are in there. I've been doing this for 3 years now, and there is a ton of interviews on there with some awesome people who like to share their story. Today's guest is a good friend of mine, and I said friend, and he doesn't use the F word very often. So he is a very good friend of mine. He's been on the show a couple times before, and I like to catch up with him and talk to him and see what's going on with him. He is a Army Navy veteran. He has his own Warriors collection brand, which I drink his coffee every single morning. It's good stuff. You should get some of that. And he's got some awesome messages on his clothing and things like that. So this is my good buddy, Brian Sales. What's happening, my friend?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, it's time number 3 on here. And I just like, you started asking me the other day, it's like, how did the last episodes go? And it's like, you know what? They went great because this is all about you and me having a conversation. And we've known each other for, it's going on 3 years now. I'm pretty sure it might be 3 years. It's been a while.
Wow. Yeah, 2020. This year's almost over. Yes, going on 3 years. It's insane how time flies. It is literally insane. But yeah, it's been going good. Today, it's 31 degrees here.
31 degrees. We were talking about this yesterday.
31 degrees.
I didn't know that you get snow in Alabama because, I live in Idaho and it snows here every year. And you were talking about snow and I was like, what the heck? That doesn't happen down there.
Yeah. We actually, my first time seeing snow in Alabama, I lived here a good portion of my life. Was also born here. So in 93, they had a blizzard. And I guess they never had a blizzard before. They had a blizzard in 93 and it shut down the whole state. I mean, this thing came through and covered the whole state. And it was, we had a lot of snow. That snow didn't melt for at least like 4 or 5 days.
That is crazy.
We had to make up school on a Saturday. And I think for like at least a month, we was going to school on a Saturday, I believe. But yeah, it shut down the city. No one could move. No one could do anything. They didn't know what to do. And then I moved to Indiana, and snow that's natural. That's something they deal with all the time.
Yeah.
So they had these big old trucks moving snow out of the way and salting the streets and all that. I was like, I thought we was gonna have snow days. No.
That's why you had to get the hell out of there, right? Because that snow put a damper on you.
I hated the snow. The winters up there. Winters are at least what? And so there's 12 months in a year.
Yeah.
Winters in the north are about 8 months long.
Oh my Lord. That's terrible.
About 8 months long. I don't know how people do it. It definitely it has its effects, because we all need vitamin D and we get natural vitamin D from the sun.
Right.
Which balances out chemical brains and all that. I don't know the full science behind it, but it balances out. And when there's no sun for 8 months, I don't know how people in Alaska do it.
Oh, I mean, and I'm not going to get like COVID issues like that, but like we talk about COVID, I mean, that was how it was. Like everyone was staying inside for like, how long? A year almost? I mean, it felt like a year. I didn't have to stay inside for a year. I was out working, but I mean, you lose your mind. You develop all these like PTSD and stuff like that from not being able to get outside, not get that sun.
It was insane.
Yeah. I was taking the supplements. I still take them. Like, I take vitamin D every single day because I'm assuming that I don't get enough, but you get that by going outside. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah, there's definitely no harm in taking as much as you can get. Shameful plug coming in. Vitamin D is on the website, so go ahead and check that out.
We were going to talk about that. That's why I think you have a little bit more information on it because you actually are starting to sell supplements as well, right?
Yeah. So all the supplements that I'm selling have been supplements that I've looked into. I'm trying to make sure they're extremely clean, and what I mean by clean, there's no extra like fillers or sugars or red 40. A lot of those things are very bad for us. So I've done a lot of research, went through it, and I also take them. So along with my workout, I also take the things that I'm also pushing towards the people. So if it's anything bad in it, and if I can't justify putting it out there or explain what it is, then I don't have it. as people, if you go to the store and look, I don't have a pre-workout because a lot of the pre-workout stuff have red 40 in them for some reason. And so we don't have any pre-workout.
They're usually like red 40. I mean, red 40 might be one of the things, but it's like loaded with fake caffeine and all this other junk, right? That just gives you a high so you can work
sugars.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have any pre-workout. Pre-workout that you can get from me is get up and move. That's your pre-workout.
Yeah.
Literally just get up and move.
I've been doing that. I've been doing that lately. I'm proud of myself. I've been getting up every morning. I'm hitting that bike, hitting that elliptical. And, I mean, you've been talking about this for a long time. It's crazy. That's what I enjoy about having that conversation again, is that as long as I've known you, you've talked about this property that you want to have. The land is what we would call it, right? And you were in Virginia Beach for a while in an apartment. And this is when I started to get to know you. That's where you were doing your podcast, See Through It, which is now morphed into Warrior's Vision. And then you had a little short move. You decided to move back to Alabama. You were trying to buy a place in Virginia Beach. And then now you have the land, right? Because you got out of the rental and you're in the land. And the thing about this is that I really like seeing is that it's very like, I wouldn't say, because like I think that some people will think like prepper's not the word, right? I think that a lot of people say we call people preppers or homesteaders or there's these words that people talk about where they're saying that this person is just nuts doing these things. And I don't want people to think that because that's not where it's at, number one. But you have talked about self-sustainability for a long time. And that's what I think a lot of people get lost on, the fact that people don't garden anymore. People don't, farm their own land. They don't have their own animals. They go and they God, what's the word I'm looking for? They're looking, they get their stuff from the grocery store. And what I really liked when I started seeing all these things that you'd been talking about, like in the apartment, you're growing avocado seeds, right? And you're growing the stuff that you're planting. Then you get these garden beds and you actually get to see those things going to work, right?
Yeah.
How has that been?
It's been a journey to like sit here, think about that. We was in Virginia Beach. We had a different mindset, what we originally wanted to do, and to hit that switch and flip it, and to actually, it's one thing to say you want to do these things. It's one thing to say, when I want land and I want to do these things, but to actually, get the land and actually start doing it. It's a whole total. It's different. It's been fun. It's definitely been a learning curve.
Right.
It's been a shift in the mind, and everything that we've been doing. I definitely, like you said, I've been talking about self-sustainability, and that's what I call it. Being more accountable and personal or responsible for self, was, providing protection for your family, getting food for your family, all of that self-sustainability based on you doing what you can, especially if you're an able-bodied person. It's been fun. It's been there's so many wins. It's so easy to focus on all the shortcomings and the failures in it or whatever. But I've counted all of those wins because first and foremost, I grew up in the city.
Yeah,
I didn't know anything about this. Like, the land or the different type of bugs that we've seen and different animals that we've came across. It's all been new and it's been exciting. It's been so exciting and educational. And it tests you, like, how are you going to quit? How committed are you?
Yeah.
When things get rough, are you really committed to this? Can you really, can you provide for yourself? Can you do for self? And it tests all of that. And I think a lot of people should, try to see if they can grow a plant inside their home.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be food, but just see if you can maintain that plant. Can you do it? Because a lot of things in life we don't really have to do much of. Like it's already there. All we got to do is turn it on. Everything is a power button, so hit the power and everything's good. Everything's running automated for us. But this lifestyle is you get up, you go out there, and you do it. Whatever it is, in this lifestyle is a lot of doing. And you'll see once you get to your,
Oh yeah, I'm excited about it.
You know, it's going to be a lot of things where you're going to see your imagination is going to open up and like, you know what, let me clear this out. Like we can put something there. And it's just getting back to doing. And that's been a whole, like, it's been fun. Learning it's been fun.
So I kind of came from the opposite spectrum of that. Like I spent my whole life, I grew up in the country. My dad was an ag, you know, like that was his job. He ran a grape vineyard when we were growing up in California. And then he moved up here and started running. He ran this fertilizer facility. So he's doing all the fertilizer and chemicals and things like that to help the farmers grow their stuff. More fertilizer than chemicals because, you know, everyone wants to keep all the chemicals off. You know, you can find natural ways now to do that. But I lived in the country. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. We had 6 acres. And I couldn't stand the fact because I was an athletic kid. I always wanted to be in town at the high school, playing sports, doing those types of things. I couldn't drive. It took forever. And so I get away from that and I spend, 20 something years in the city and I'm just looking around and I'm going, there's a house right there. I can touch it. I can reach over my fence and I can touch that house. And, there's neighbors that you don't like that are right next to you, right? Like, and there's all these things that just, I couldn't stand about it. I was, close to the grocery store and things like that. But then you lose track of all those other things you could do. Like I loved like we could go out in the backyard and set up a trap thrower and shoot shotguns in our backyard. We could go hunting in our 6 acres and shoot pheasants. These are all things that you can do, but in the city you can't. And you have to pack up and you have to go find that. And I started thinking about those things and I told my parents, I didn't like it. I hated it. And now it's like it's come full circle and I want my kids to experience the same things that I did in the country.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing, man. You think you would never go back. I have some family members that grew up in the country, but they they are full blown, they love the city. And which is, you can love the city and that's fine. But for people that are doers and want to, be hands-on and that want to create their own paradise. So I came across people like, what do you do out there? Whatever I want.
Yeah.
Whatever I want. Like literally whatever I want. There's unlimited possibilities. In the cities, you can't do that. There's regulations and policies for everything. If you live in a subdivision, there's an HOA.
Yep.
And that person probably doesn't want you doing anything but cutting your grass and making sure your car is maintained and not leaking oil throughout the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, right. Don't be changing that motor in the front yard.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't have any tires just laying around. Don't do any of that. It's unlimited possibilities that you can do out here on the land. And like I said, being able to, with not trying to, change the subject or make it scary or anything, but with how the grocery stores and the supply chain is acting with incoming food shortages and all that, being able to know that I can grow something, and we can at least chew on that. If things get like super crazy, we can at least chew on this Reaper pepper.
We had that conversation yesterday, about you never know what's going to happen in this world, right?
You never know.
And we're building our house. And one of the things that I really wanted in there, and my wife said this, I didn't say this because I wasn't thinking this, but I want a wood fireplace because I want to be able to put wood inside that fireplace and heat the house if I want to and see it. And my wife goes, there's a lot of talk about power going out or the grid not working or whatever. And if we have a gas fireplace and the gas goes out, then we don't have any way to heat our home. And if we're in the middle of a snowstorm, it's going to be cold. So what do? We can go throw a log in that fireplace and warm the house if we need to. And you can't do that in these homes that have that stuff. And I think, again, like I said, like I'm not trying to say you're a prepper. And that's not what that's not my point when I said that earlier. But I think that people look at people who want to do this stuff now as like preppers because they don't grow gardens anymore. People don't do self-sufficient things. Like they're just like, they rely on outside sources to give them their nourishment. And what's wrong with being able to do that? Why do we have to put a label on something that's completely ridiculous? I want to grow. You're growing your garden makes me want to grow a garden with my kids. So it's something because it's something that I got growing up. I mean, it was fun. You plant the seeds, you watch the stuff grow, you harvest it and you eat it and you can say, I did that.
that's the greatest thing. Like when we created a trailers for our cucumbers, and we put the cucumbers in the ground, and I think the first 2 weeks it looked like it wasn't doing anything, and then the following week it just started grabbing and climbing, and next thing we know there were humongous cucumbers. We cut one off, brought it inside, cut into it. Cucumber melon. So the soap cucumber melon. That stuff that they try to replicate to say it smells like that. No, I cut into this cucumber, and it smelled like what that soap should have smelled like. You're never going to find fruits or vegetables that smell or taste the same at the grocery store. They're not going to taste better than what comes out of your garden. It's not. The size, they're bigger, the colors are brighter, darker. The aroma that it gives out is so much better. And then again, the part of you did it.
Right.
The satisfaction in knowing that you put in the time, the commitment, you did this. Like it's unmatched. Like it's easy to go to the grocery store. Everyone can go to the grocery store and buy food, if you have the money. But that's the easy part. But doing this, time, effort is unmatched. And my daughter, we have her. And I want to show her all these things. I want to show her all the different insects. I've so many different insects I've never even seen before. And it was daunting at first, but now, I've grown accustomed to it, and it's exciting to see all the different things. In the city, you barely see a butterfly.
Yeah.
You might see some mosquitoes or, something like that, but nature is beautiful, and we should all take a moment to, enjoy nature, to go outside, take in some deep breaths, and just listen to the trees, the leaves, the birds. It's beautiful. It resets you.
Yeah.
And you can't do that in the city. You can't do that in the city. You can't do that in the city.
It's freaking cool though, too. I mean, like I said, we've known each other for 3 years, and you've been talking about it. And I really enjoy watching the progress in this actually happening and seeing you fulfill this dream of doing this. I mean, it's a great thing. And I think, how far are you away from town?
From an actual town, like city?
Like the grocery store. How far are you from the grocery store?
Oh, from a grocery, well, we have a super Walmart, so it's about 30 minutes or so.
Okay. Oh, so you're a little bit out there. Like,
yeah, we are out here in the sticks. I mean, when I say sticks, we are out here.
There are some sticks. I've seen you cut some of those sticks down.
We are out here in the sticks. So
see, and that's great. I mean, I guess you have to think about planning a little bit. That's one of the things that I think about too, is like with this whole COVID era, it's real simple to just order food to your front door instead of going to go get it or make it yourself, and living 30 miles away. No one's delivering out there.
Yeah, no one's going to. And that's the one thing I would, if people are looking to get into, moving out into areas like that, prepare yourself. I'm telling you, it is a mind adjustment that you have to go through because you've been so used to convenience. You've been so used to, getting in the car, 2 minutes down the road, bam. You've been so used to the city providing you entertainment or, all these things. Now you're going to have to create your own entertainment. You're going to have to, even more, you're going to have a lot of time where you're able to learn who you are. And that's another thing, like being out here, I've been able to learn more about myself.
Right.
What am I comfortable with? What I'm not comfortable with? I know my limits or limits that I don't like, and I want to surpass those things.
Would you say that it's been helpful for your mental health to live out there? Because I know that a lot of times there's times where you struggle with some of that stuff, some of the military issues that you had before and things like that. Has it been helpful being able to be away from the hustle and the bustle of being in a city?
Yeah, I would definitely say so because, living in the city without us, we don't acknowledge it, and sometimes we're unaware of it, that we're in competition with other people. Whether it's be who has the biggest house, who have the best looking yard. When like Christmas time comes, everyone wants to have the best, house for the lighting,
right?
And we like, look at our house, look at our that little stuff,
comparison.
that little competition. So those are the things when you're out here. It's you. And now you can relax and you can focus on things that matter. And like I've been, been saying, do things that matter. And again, this is not a knock for people who, again, love the city. That's fantastic. I'm talking about the people that, want to break away from that and that want to embrace this type of living. It definitely helps your mental. If you're tired of feeling like you're in competition with your neighbors, or you have to purchase things that you don't really want to purchase, but you feel like you need to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah,
that's a thing. People, that was brought up because that's a real thing. People want to keep up and want to, say, look at me. This is what I got. You don't have to worry about that out here. You can focus on things that you want to focus on. You can learn who you really are.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know who they are, and coming out here, you'll learn that. I don't know how to fish.
What?
Again, I grew up in the city. I don't know how to fish. I got me a fishing pole. It's sitting right here in the corner.
Yeah.
I've been asking people, and that right there, I had to let go of pride, and I had to let go of being uncomfortable of asking for help. I've been asking people, hey, can I go with you? Can you show me? I don't know how to fish. I don't even care about the reaction because I want to learn how to fish so I can, feed my family.
Yeah.
I don't know how to hunt. In the military, we was hunting mammals, well, humans. So that was a little bit different. I don't know how to hunt a deer. People say it's the same thing, but I hear that they're very smart. So I tell people I don't know how to hunt. So can I go with you? Can you show me this? It's a humbling experience, and it's been educational. Just learning so many different things. Learning the trees that's out here. We have so many mushrooms in our yard. So apparently that's good. That means our soil is very good and has good bacteria in it.
Right.
So there's this one mushroom sitting right beside the house. We're gonna pick it, we'll cook it, we're gonna eat it.
Is it one you can eat? Have you make sure it's one you can eat? Don't do that.
Yeah, I definitely.
Because they can be bad.
Yeah.
They can be bad more than one way.
Yeah. But I looked into it, and it's one that you have to cook very good, and you can eat it. So there's so many things, and you just have to relearn life again when you come out here, because we've been told weeds are bad, but a lot of those weeds are medicinal. They have so many health benefits for you,
right? So
that you don't have to take these man-made pills that are filled with other things as well as the medicine that you need. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's so many. It's just.
I think that's the biggest thing too. Like you talked about that. There's so many fillers and things that it doesn't make sense. But they have to find some way to, it's like gas, right? We're putting corn in gas, so that we can, use something different to put a filler in to make it so that it works. It's ridiculous. Not everything is created equal as far as like supplements or things like that go. So how's the Warriors Collection brand coming along? You got the website up. I get coffee every month from you. I really enjoy the Thin Blue line. Is my favorite out of the ones that I've had. I think I had Nomad ready, and then I had another one, but I've landed on the Thin Blue line. That's the bad boy.
Yeah.
So you've got coffee, you've got teas, you started up with survival gear, right? Like yeah. So talk about that a little bit.
The survival gear is basically wrapped around, going outdoors, camping, hiking, that type of deal. I bring a little flavor with the tactical side of it, military. So we have the camping regular side, but I'm also going to sprinkle in some of the, defending side of camping. But that'll be more of like YouTube videos or anything, some stuff like that. But yeah, we have camping bags, and the whole thing with the camping bags is that when I first started, I wanted to go camping, right? And so I found a bag, but I didn't know what to put in it.
Right.
I didn't know what would be essential. And you go to that aisle and you're just looking at all this stuff like, wow, what should I get? What's actually needed? So I created a bag, and then I compiled a bunch of things, a bundle that I felt and other people have also recommended, things that would be essential. And it's just a simple basic bundle to start you off, so then you can add on to that bundle or add on to add items to that pack out whenever you go camping. But yeah, I feel like this bag and this bundle would be helpful to those that don't know what to look for on a hike or going camping.
Something that you wish you would have had when you started, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, you go get a bag, you go get a tent or whatever, and it was like, what do I get next? what is important? What is an important item to have on a hike? What is an important item to have while camping? So if you go to the store, you can see we have a full bundle. You can buy the bag by itself, or you can buy the bag and the bundle, or the whole bundle, I should say, the rucksack bundle, and you'll be set to go for any camping or hiking adventure that you want to go out on.
So I'm looking at it. It's $65, and you have, let's see here, survival kit has the bag too.
So the bag is $65, and then the survival kit is, I forgot.
Oh, okay. So it's not in. You buy the bag, and then you get the stuff to go inside of it. Oh, this is it's got it all, man. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got 2 Diddy bags. I'm assuming that's I don't know what that's for, but pace counter,
like little smaller things that you want to pack out in that bag. Little Diddy bags that you can quickly access.
Pace counter is telling you how long it takes for you to get there, right?
Yeah, your pace, your steps.
Yep. Flashlight.
Traveled.
Chem light. What's a chem light?
Chem lights are for at nighttime if you're either marking your trail or if you're calling in for help. If SOS, you're lost and you're on the radio or you're on a phone call or whatever, and you're trying to signal someone to, I'm in this location. You can see the light. It gives off a bright light so you can be found.
So you can be located.
Or, you can be located.
Emergency blanket, insect repellent, a med kit. Mm-hmm. These are definitely all things that you could use.
Yeah.
When you're out in the middle of nowhere and you don't know what you're doing. It's great to carry that kind of stuff. The paracord, I mean, you never know what happens, what you can use that stuff for. So that's great. Mm-hmm. And then you have coffee on there. You have shirts. You have a defense collection.
So the defense is for firearms training. Mm-hmm. If you want to sign up for a class, you can definitely sign up through that page. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. We're trying to promote getting out, being active, being able to do for yourself, being able to stand proud on the values that we have highlighted. The courage, integrity, respect, loyalty, and commitment.
I feel like you run that through your head every day. You wake up and that's like the oath of Brian.
Yeah. We also, we created our Warriors Code. We're really trying to be transparent in everything that we're doing. And if we're saying it, we want to showcase it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like, take a picture and here's what we're doing, but we want to be the example of what we're selling and what we're promoting. So
you don't just go get a product and then just send it out, right? You test it, you make sure that it's something that you would be willing to wear, because why would you sell something to someone that you wouldn't use, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing. Like everything that we do is about being honest. Everything that we're into, transparency. We're really into these things. We're really doing these things. We really stand by whatever we're saying. So if that resonates with you, if you go to the website and you read up what we're doing, or you hear hear about the things we're doing, join us.
Yep.
Join the community.
It's a great thing. And like I sit here and there's so many things. Like I said, we've known each other for about 3 years, and I'm thinking about the very first shirt I got from you, right? Like this was something that you printed off the transfer for. Mm-hmm. You put the shirt together yourself. You mailed it to me. These are all the things that you did. And you did it through PayPal, kind of like what I'm doing with my shirts. It's like, I don't have a website yet. And I mean, you're way far ahead of me because I've never even taken a chance to, I'm working on one. I've been working on one for 3 years. That's the way it is. But you did it.
Jump though.
But you did the work. Jump. Like I remember you going through the process of building the LLC, through getting all the branding materials, through designing all the shirts. These are the things, these are the behind the scene things that people don't see. They don't understand, like I get this. I have some shirts I bought, like I have 3 or 4 colors or 3 colors. And everyone always says, and I used to say this to you too. It's like, hey, do you got that in red? And you're like, well, I can get it in red, but I don't have it in stock. And it's like, it's one of those things where you have to purchase the material and you have to hang on to that and hope that someone's going to buy it. Right. Yeah. And you're a little more understanding of that when you go through it, but outsider looking in, you're just like, oh, this guy's just getting, people don't see the behind the scenes part of all the work that you did. And you did so much. It's so awesome.
Yeah, it definitely took a lot of work, and it was a lot of thinking and crossing things off and making sure this is what I wanted to do, trying to figure out what lane I was in and how we was going to go by it. But yeah, it's been a journey.
There's never the one thing that I don't think people understand either is that, did you ever doubt yourself through this whole situation? Did you ever struggle?
Yeah. Oh man.
That's what people don't see. Like you are doing this, but there is struggles.
Yeah.
The choice is yours to continue to move forward or to not. Right?
Yeah. Every day is there's some type of doubt coming in, whether it's big or small. There's some type of doubt because the mind is strong.
Oh yeah.
And it loves to question everything that you do. It will question everything that you do. Yep. It's up to you. Do you want to entertain those thoughts, or do you want to just, all right, one step ahead, the other one, just keep moving forward.
Yep.
That's all you can do. Yep. Or, drown in it.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a lot of doubt and you can't get through it, then you're not on the right path because you need to be willing to do everything it takes. And I think, you know how I talk about things. It's like it's always been that way. It's like the difference between someone who is successful and someone who is not is someone who didn't quit, because there are going to be failures. And if scientists, like if Edison failed making the light bulb, we would have never had the light bulb, right? Someone else would have come along and done it, but he was willing to fail and try again and fail and try again and fail and try again. And then it finally happened. It's, I always look at life that way, like with science, because I think that's life is an experiment. Whatever you're doing is an experiment. You're not the first person to do it, but you are the first person to do it for you. And you have to be willing to find the correct path to follow. Yeah,
absolutely right. Yep. Absolutely right. Yeah. You definitely, it's an experiment, and you got to just keep going until you get it right.
Yeah.
You have to keep going until you get it right.
Well, I'm proud of you, man. I am so proud of watching this go and seeing it. And if you guys haven't checked out the previous episodes, you can kind of see the progress of what Brian is doing. And he is so far along in his goals and dreams. And
crazy.
You got to go check out his podcast too, because he talks about it. That's what's real. It's the struggles that you are going through and the things that you are talking about is real. And that's what people do. That's what makes it appealing,
I hope so, because, that's been my whole thing, is to be transparent and be as real as I can be without, over trying to be real, but just, just putting myself out there, like, this is who I am. This is what I've done. Take this, and hopefully you don't fall into those same holes, or take that and I hope that it motivates you or inspires you to keep going on through whatever you're going through. So, everything that I've created is built around the warrior mindset and being a warrior and pushing through and fighting and making it happen. And I hope people one day are able to appreciate it and I don't know what else, but
it's a legacy, man. You're leaving that legacy behind. You're changing the world with people. You're teaching them how to do things that they may not be willing to do, and showing them that it's possible.
It's definitely possible. Yeah.
Well, hey man, it's been awesome having you on. I appreciate you coming back for the 3rd time, and I'm sure we'll have you on again because I just enjoy this conversation and where it's going. I want everyone to know, go to Warriors Collection Brand and warriorscollectionbrand.com. Go check it out. I drink their coffee. I just ordered a couple shirts. I need to do a little more work before I can fit into one. But I love the inspiring tank top that says "Get up and move," because that's what I need to do. And so I throw that thing on, and I feel like I can move a little bit more. And it's great, man.
Question. So when you put the tank top, do you ever feel like you need to do what someone else is doing?
What do you mean by that? Tell me.
Like, do you ever feel like you need to, like if, let's say for example, if I'm working out, I'm doing my movements. Do you ever feel like you need to put that shirt on that you should be doing what I'm doing, or do you feel like you just need to be active?
I just need to be active, and that's
Exactly.
the thing with me is
all.
like I've gotten to this point in my life, and I'm a little bit older than you, but every single time I go to work out, I hurt myself. Like I don't have and that's what's different this time than before. Like what's different is the amount of time I'm taking to get to where I want to go, because I see the end result. I see what I want to do. I'm taking my time because I just had my knee replaced almost a year ago now. Finally getting to the point where I'm just using that all the time. I move around fine and everything like that, but I started out with 30 minutes on the bike because I knew that if I went and jumped on my elliptical for an hour, which is what I want to do in my mind, I know I'm like, this will do. Like the mind is one of those things that will tell you, like I know that if I get on the elliptical for an hour on a 7 pace or whatever, I'll burn 500 calories. So in my mind, I need to burn 500 calories in a day so that I can eat something that I wasn't going to eat if I didn't. And so I'll just go do it. And then the next day I won't be able to walk because I'm an idiot, because I pushed myself way too hard. And then this thing creeps in and you go, I'm not going to do it today because I'm too sore. Right. And then that turns into I didn't do it tomorrow and I didn't do it the next day because I just find all these excuses. And that's where I'm at with my thoughts and just seeing that and just knowing that these small steps will lead to the big, the end result. I actually just recorded an episode about beginning with the end in mind, because you have to take those little steps to get there. And these are my baby steps right now so that I can build on that and get into the weightlifting scenario. But as we get older, it changes as well, right? The way that we exercise. And I know you lift heavy because that's what you're trying to get stronger, right? My thought process now is I need to be able to live longer, right? I need to be able to be healthy. And I'm strong enough to do the things that I need to do, but I need to be able to move. And like you said, it's just getting up and doing it.
That's my whole point of the phrase. I remember I tweeted out real quick. I was telling people to get up and move, and someone was like, "Well, I'm not powerlifting," and I was like, "Whoa, you don't have to powerlift. You don't have to do any of that." Yeah, I literally said, "Just get up and move."
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the same thing as
walk the block.
Yeah, and that's what I've always liked about you. I think that everything's so subjective, and people can make these decisions about things and say things like that, but not really think about the meaning behind it. I always feel convicted about, if I'm telling you to get up and move, are you calling me fat? Are you telling me that I'm lazy? Or what are you telling? No, I'm telling you to just go exercise. I have this active SWC on the sleeve of my shirt because of you, because everyone can be a warrior. And I've created this Success Warrior crew because there are people who are successful, who are warriors, who battle out every single day. You're a Success Warrior crew. You're a warrior. I mean, we have to stop thinking in terms of that everyone is out to tell us that we're something that we're not, And I think you talked about competition a little bit. And in my mind, I think about that. Like once you learn to stop competing, like I'm not comparing myself to what Brian's doing. I'm comparing myself to, am I doing the very best that I can do? Am I beating myself every day? Or am I doing less? Or am I just staying level? And I think that's really what it is, right? It's being the best you can be no matter what. And are you being better every day? Exactly. Not to get all deep, but that's, I mean, I know you know this about me. So.
No, you're absolutely right. We just need to every day get up and be a better version than we were yesterday.
Yep.
That's all we need to do.
You don't have to, I mean, there's that, and that's the greatness about this whole situation is like, I'm 6'3", you're 5'8". Like, I mean, I don't know how to, I'm
5'9".
5 foot. Oh, sorry. I was guessing pretty close. You're 5'9". I can reach things that you can't. I was blessed with that gift to be a little bit taller, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that I can't, I can't reach everything. And what can I do to make that better? Go get a ladder. I mean, it's as simple as that. But just knowing that you're doing the best you can.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go to bed at night knowing that I didn't do everything I could to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Oh man, now we got off on a tangent there, man. It's always a good conversation.
It was good.
Yeah. Well, Brian, I mean, it like I said, check out warriorscollectionbrand.com. It's been great having you on, man. I enjoy our conversations on the daily, and I really appreciate you. Thanks for hanging, man.
Appreciate you too.
Yep. All right, everyone. Well, that is the end of the show. I wanted to say thanks to Brian again for being here. Awesome friend of mine. You need to go check out his podcast, Warriors Vision. Make sure you subscribe on that. He's on all social media. You can go follow him anywhere that you listen to podcasts. He's on YouTube. He's on Instagram, all there. So go check him out. Make sure that you subscribe to the Shaping Success YouTube channel. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you can. Share it, like it, review it. Help me to grow the show.